Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, Momo from Momo's Adventures, back for another video for you guys today. And today I have something pretty special for you guys. It's the best class setups for beginners in Black Ops 3. And so, if you just started out playing Black Ops and you want to know some pretty good class setups, this video is for you because I show you guys a lot of beneficial class setups. Now these, they won't hurt you at all. Everything I put in there is beneficial. It won't help you at all, and all of it is with a purpose. So if you just prestige the gun and you want to look for something low level for it, this video is also for you. Maybe you just entered in your prestige and you can't use your M8s or your Pharaohs or whatever it is. This video is also for you. So without further ado, let's just get started. So the first gun you want to be running is the KN-44. This gun recently received a buff, making it even more deadly than it already is. So it's a 3-shot kill. And the right attachments to make it even deadlier are quick draw and grip. Now you can ADS faster and have the accuracy you've always wanted. You can switch out stock, for any of these two. So yeah, and XM53, rack up those score streaks, take down those UAVs, and you can run a lethal like a frag or a concussion or something. I used to like concussions, maybe take out a bunch of enemies in a building. Anyway, so the first perk you want to be running is Sixth Sense, because it just shows you if the enemies are below you, next to you, on top of you. And Afterburner, so your EXO can just recharge faster. Perk 2, Fast Hands, switch out maybe your secondary and your primary. And the third perk you want to be running is Blast Suppressor, because you don't want to, because when you're first starting out, you're jumping around, hopping around, but Blast Suppressor helps just muffle all those movements and hide them completely off your enemy's minimap. So the second gun you want to be running is the Kuda SMG. It's a full auto submachine gun and it doesn't have that much recoil. So this gun is pretty perfect for anybody starting out. It's pretty good, easy gun to use. The iron sights are pretty good. And just run, foregrip and suppressor. This is very stealthy. XM53, again, just take down that UAV. 2 concussions, because we're only using, we're not using Sixth Sense, just Afterburner, because you're using Blast Suppressor. Now, you want to stay on the ground most of the time when you're using this gun, because you don't want to be jumping around, hopping around, but when you need to, Afterburner will help you. And fast hands for your second perk, just switching out of the XM and that Kuda, primary, secondary, it'll just help you because sometimes you might get caught. Now, you want to use the Overdrive Specialist for this. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to use these class setups in-game to get the best experience out of them, because these are pretty good class setups, and if you don't know how to use them, you're going to get destroyed by the higher ranked kids, and you're just going to get murked. So what you want to do is you always want to stick to the outside of the map, maybe flank indoors and find easy enemies to kill, and you're always going to find people bunny hopping like that, thinking they can get out of gunfights that easy. So you just want to stay on the outside, double check always, because the enemy's going to be spawning where your teammates aren't, and you always want to be behind them. Check the buildings and everything, and just make sure that no enemies are spawning behind you. You always want to be behind where they spawn. Just always double check it, because you never know when the enemies might have upper hand on you. Easy kills, easy way to rack up kills is just by staying behind them. Always staying behind the enemy, because they're not going to be able to shoot someone from behind. Alright, the game just doesn't physically allow them to do that. Now the next thing you want to be doing is always using your Overdrive Specialist ability to its fullest potential, because when you have to go through the middle of the map, you want to use that Overdrive Specialist ability, so when there's people just waiting for people to come through the middle like that, you can always just be there and just overdrive through so they don't have time to get you. And just like how I used it there, I got out of trouble, but I didn't reload. I should have, but I got out of trouble there. No one was able to see me. I just, went through there like nothing. So that's how you want to be using that Overdrive Specialist ability. And so a couple more quick tips for you guys. As I was saying earlier, in that Kuda class setup, you want to stick to the ground mostly. You don't want to be just hopping on walls and just running around thinking that your thrusters are just going to save your life, because there are kids who are just going to stay behind and just watch for kids jumping around, or going to the outside on a railing or whatever, just so they can use their specialist ability. There are going to be a lot of kids camping and waiting for you guys to just jump off so they can pick you off and get easy kills on you. So you want to stick to the ground mostly and go run the routes where the ground is on your side, because there's not a lot of kids jumping around or anything like that. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching. This has been Momo from Momo's Adventures. Peace out.